Good morning, Chris here with Atlantic Drain. I'm a little dusty, but it's because I've been working on making a connection from terracotta drain tile to 4-inch plastic drain tile. So we need a really clean cut, so I've started to cut around the top with my angle grinder, and I just kind of took a piece out. I cut this way as well and just took that top piece out so you can kind of see what we're going to do. Use the smallest angle grinder available to you. This one here is from Harbor Freight, and I've also purchased carbide tipped concrete cutting wheel. It's the only thing that'll cut that terracotta pipe. Take your time, nip at it if you need to, just cut out small sections until you can get in there and with the angle grinder and cut the bottom of that pipe. Yeah, you just want to barely tap on that because you don't want it to break back this away, because you're trying to save this section so you can tie into it. So you can see I just cut out the top of it, then started cutting out the sides, and then just approached it from inside of the drain tile with the angle grinder to cut that last piece off. Alright, well, I've made sure that I've removed dirt at least 1.5 inches, if not 2 inches, off the end of this terracotta pipe. Now we're going to install a no hub. This is called a 4x5 inch no hub. This is 4-inch drain tile inside diameter and 5-inch drain tile outside diameter. We're tying into, or the new is going to be 4-inch solid polyethylene pipe. So that's going to go right up there, butt up against the terracotta pipe. And we just tighten down the clamp. So there's an hour piece of work right there, just getting that prepared for a no hub. We're going to take a break from the action and go see if we can't figure out what this is that I dug up the other day. Something that I found at the job site the other day while digging. And you know, being a digger, you find things underground that just make you scratch your head and wonder what they are. Yeah, so what is it? It's got a D-ring attached right here by a stake, metal stake. It has some type of D-ring attached here also. I don't know if that's to set a trap. I don't understand what that would be for, you know, maybe. And there's another D-ring here. What is it for? It's tough to say. It's pretty mangled. Alright, let's get back to the repair. I'm just curious if anybody knows what that is. Well, here I'm gluing up some fittings. I've dug a trench to the next area of hookup. I've got another terracotta pipe I have to hook up. So I've cut these to length, made a little leader so that we can hook up the no hub to our new pipe. I normally cut all my pieces and dry fit them together before gluing them up to make sure that they are in that trench just proper for each turn, or if there's another pipe coming into the line, you don't want the pipe to be too long or too short. So that's a good tip. Always dry fit your parts together before you glue them. Nice thing about using a no-hub like that is you can articulate the pipe just a little bit if you need to, because it's made out of rubber right there. So it stays together and you can decide on if you need to make any type of adjustments to your pipe. I got another pipe coming in from over there, so I need to pick up another no-hub from parts department, hook up this terracotta piece here. But I think I'm pretty much done for today. Just going to cover it up. Alright, we're back on the job site on day 2, and you can see I've put the sod back together out here by the street, and what I have left to do on this particular repair is put on the no-hub, which I had to go get parts for yesterday. And I'm just going to show you what I do. I have that new line coming through here, and I've cut all the plastic so it'll just fit in there to where it lines up pretty good with that terracotta tile that's coming from the left side of the home over here. I again used the angle grinder to cut off broken, jagged ends for proper connection to our new line. 4-inch side goes on your plastic pipe, and then you'll be able to just push your new pipe down to the old terracotta. And if you removed enough soil from underneath the terracotta pipe all the way around, that no-hub will slide right on there, and all you have to do is tighten these clamps down, and it's a done deal. Alright, we're ready to cover that up and move some soil, and then move on to the repair here on the back right side of the home. Alright, I got everything together here to make this repair, and you can see the terracotta comes up to the downspout, comes down, and right here it busted and just came apart right there at the end of the 90, and the bell got busted up. So we're going to just cut it here on the back side of the bell. Working at the front side or the beginning of a line is always easiest, and it's much easier to cut the pipe here and get inside of the pipe at the bell section. So we're just going to take our angle grinder, and it's got a nice concrete cutting blade on it, or it also cuts metal pipe. Gotta have that on there to cut terracotta. Always begin by cutting the terracotta on the top of the pipe. This one we're starting from the back side of the bell section, cutting the top of the pipe, and then cutting outwards into the bell section, as so we can just simply remove the top section of that pipe to accommodate maneuvering of that angle grinder to cut the rest of the pipe. So again, I like to cut out the top piece. I made 3 cuts, one across the top here and out into the bell section, and you should be able to just tap on that and it'll come right out of there. And then you're able to work from the inside and just make your other side of the cut here on the pipe. Again, can't stress the importance of a concrete blade on your angle grinder. Alright, now I can finish the job here. I've got enough room to get into this one little spot with the angle grinder so I can make a nice clean cut on that terracotta pipe. Oh, that's such a nice clean cut. Alright, I've prepped the area. I've made it so that there's no dirt or obstruction around the outside of the pipe. A good inch and a half to 2 inches back on the pipe. So we're ready for a no-hub. No-hub slides right on there. And it butts up against where there's a bevel here where it reduces from 5 to 4 inches on the outside diameter. We just need to tighten that up. Be sure to glue all your fittings up here by the house. I'm just kind of laying out the line. It's a bit methodical to do, but here I'm placing a 90-degree elbow fitting directly underneath the downspout. And I'm using this little breaker bar to make a measurement. The measurement is the length between each fitting plus the coupling inserts of the two 90-degree elbows. I then transfer that measurement to the pipe and cut the piece with a nice sharp hacksaw blade. Check to see that my pipe that I've cut fits properly between the 90s and then glue them up. The best type of glue that I found for putting together polystyrene fittings to polyethylene pipe is heavy duty OTE or ODI glue. Nice thing about the no-hub, once again, is it can articulate just a little bit because it's made out of rubber. And that kind of helps sometimes. This is actually a nice true 90, but if you ever need to make adjustments, the no-hub's very helpful in that area. And here's the last cut piece of pipe. For this measurement, I'm using the hacksaw, and from the 90-degree elbow up to the pipe, the downspout pipe, exactly one saw length. I'm going to add a couple fingers here so that the pipe extends up on to the downspout itself. Alright, you probably saw that it was the length of the saw up to the downspout, and I just added a couple of fingers here because we can make adjustments, and it can be a little long, which is good. Here's a nice video shot of the heavy-duty OD glue can that I was speaking of. It comes in a green and white can. Apply a generous portion of the OD glue to each fitting. Then insert the pipe until it hits the bottom of the coupling in the fitting. Make sure you have slope away from the house. Once you know you've got that, you can go ahead and tighten down your clamp and then backfill underneath that area of the 90 so it continues to have downhill flow after you've covered this up. Pack soil tightly underneath the pipe, right there below the downspout. You can see I'm just packing it underneath there with the shovel, and I'm just making sure that there's actually slope away from the house into the main line of the drain tile. I'm Chris with Atlantic Drain, reminding you it's easy once you know how.